A lot of times I get asked, these questions, how can you afford to eat this much meat? And I do show like steak and eggs quite a bit, but I'm going to show you one of my cheapest and, easiest meals that actually is one of my favorite, and you can do it on a budget, and we'll kind of break it down and I'll show you how I do it. It's basically ground beef, eggs, and I'll walk you through it. It's not always steak and eggs. So basically I bought 2 pounds of ground beef for about $8 at the grocery store when it was on sale. So that's probably, about 1.5 pounds. We got some grass-fed butter, some Kerrygold cheddar, 6 eggs. They're kind of organic eggs. I mean, they're not farm, but they're like, hopefully a little bit higher quality. We can't really always tell what kind of quality, but, try. They say that it's a local farm, so at least, you're kind of being local. Some grass-fed Bulgarian yogurt, and some nutritional yeast for, I just did a video this morning about B1, B vitamins, and I love the taste of nutritional yeast. So we're gonna put this all together, and it's a very easy meal for, costing about, I probably use about 2 tablespoons of yogurt, like a shaker of nutritional yeast, couple tablespoons of butter, that cheese. So all in all, this meal is probably, within $12. I would say probably closer to 10. One pan should I say, and it's, it's just really easy, cheap meal and to be honest with you, I think I could eat this every day because it's delicious. Butter in the pan, and then we're gonna set the temperature at medium. And a little trick to condo cooking, I've smoked out my apartment a few times. I cook my cast iron on medium heat. I let that butter kind of start to brown. I love the flavor of garlic, so a little bit of here is probably, is it good for you? Time honored legacy of garlic probably says yes, but then you learn about plant defense chemicals, and I always was like, there's when you chop it and wait 10 minutes, it's this stuff called allicin that forms on the outside, I used to believe that it was the healthiest thing in the world. Is it? I don't know. I probably should do a little bit more research in that, but we're gonna get that in the pan. Garlic in the pan, and if you're a strict carnivore, of course you don't need to use this. Ground beef in the pan, and just to let you know, this is what I tend to do is cook it and try and sear it on the bottom so that it gets pretty seared, and then I start to break it up. A couple of little tips. Some people get really, we'll say, loose movements when you don't drain the fat. I'm kind of gonna feel it out, see how much water comes out of the beef, see how much fat is actually coming out. This isn't lean ground, this is just lean ground beef. Probably about 80-20, I'm assuming, maybe 75-25. But yeah, we'll just throw a little salt on there and break it up when it's time. As the beef is starting to sear, what you gotta watch is you wanna have a big enough pan so that it doesn't boil. If you want it to be like a nice cast iron sear, you gotta kind of make sure that your pan's big enough. If you do this on a small pan huddled together, it's just gonna pull all the water out, and then you're just gonna have boiled meat. So this is kind of gives it a chance to sear on the side, and then we'll break it searing on the bottom. You can start to hear the water starting to come out, and obviously the fat is going to stay there. The water is going to boil off, so you don't want to mix it up too early. What I do, you can actually hear it now sort of slow down. Now the water's coming out of it. So I'm going to keep cooking it on the one side. Kind of made that little hole just to show you that it's water. It's not fat yet. And then we'll change the tank. The sound is now. We're getting down to the fat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the eggs now to that little hole in the middle, and it will be, see how it's spattering? Now it's like, ouch. Anyway, we'll get some eggs. I'm going to test my chef skills out here again. I used to be a chef. Oh, that's broken one. There you go. Now this is kind of not really, it's more of a scramble, but you can see, now I just want to break this up and let the cook from the bottom. And then once it gets a little bit more consistent, we're going to start incorporating the beef. There's the last one. So now we're gonna cook that thoroughly. Just keep stirring. It's kind of like almost an Asian style. If it was a wok, this is kind of how they do their fried rice. I guess this would be carnivore fried, the equivalent. Carnivore, now you can see it's sort of catching on the sides, cooking. Once it starts to really sort of egg up, so to speak, I'm gonna bring the beef inside, and now it's just gonna start cooking. So the edges are starting to cook. We can leave it for a couple seconds. This should start to get scrambled egg consistency. And you know, like once you start it, you can kind of start to incorporate the beef into the middle. And this is just simple. Just like get that scrambled egg everywhere. Get the thing. Super easy, man. And this is a great meal. I'm gonna get a metal spatula in here pretty quick. And you know, however you want your eggs. I mean, I didn't drain the fat this time because I'm gonna eat it. That's okay. If you don't like all that fat, you can. And you can always add butter. And see, now my eggs are getting a little bit more, almost like fried rice there. So we'll get a metal spatula and put it to serve. It's almost done. Easy. Get your bowl of choice. This is gonna be fun. I should probably hire a cameraman. Well, would I put this down? A bowl, scramble, beef, ground beef scramble. We'll add a little bit more butter. Get that in there. Added the cheddar cheese. Now we can mix that in. It's pretty hot, so it's gonna melt. Add about 3 tablespoons of grass-fed Bulgarian yogurt. Sprinkle on your nutritional yeast. Now you can lose the garlic, you can lose the nutritional yeast, you can lose the yogurt, and just have ground beef and eggs, and it's perfect carnivore meal, but I'm going a little deluxe today. Now we'll just take a spoon, mix it all together. Now, if you're a sauce person, you know, some sauces, I'll have hot sauce once in a while if it's, you know, good quality, low ingredient, just 2 ingredient hot sauce, you know, peppers and vinegar. But, you know, some people do the sauces, do the spice thing. You can spice this up as much as you want. Maybe add some, you know, some fresh herbs to it. But that's pretty much it. That's the scramble. All right, let's see how it goes. Raise your weapons. Delicious. Cheap, easy, carnivore, or a little maybe off the rails. But you don't have to be steak and eggs all the time to have delicious beef and eggs and get all that nutrition. Stay strong.